up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome to the first episode of the Trash Taste podcast.
Welcome back to this episode of Trash Taste.
Hello, my fellow Sigma males, and welcome to Trash Taste.
Podcast has become a big trend in recent years. Every YouTuber somehow has one. Of all the dozen and dozen of podcasts, my favorite one is Trash Taste, an anime podcast where they talk about Japan, food, poop, but not anime. Anyway, what's crazy about this podcast? It has some elements in it that makes it so special that other podcasts can't seem to replicate. In short, Trash Taste is a podcast that hit different.
It's fucking good. It hits different. It hits back.
The show just hits different.
It do be hitting different.
It
hits different.
Until the point, it doesn't feel like listening to a podcast. It feels like watching a show, following a storyline, watching character growth. Watching Trash Taste is an experience. Try asking fans and most of them will say the same thing. Trash Taste might be the only one or two podcasts they watch or listen because Trash Taste is so unique. It's so hard to find another podcast with the same vibe. So why is it so special? And let's dive deep into the rabbit hole of Trash Taste, a normal podcast channel that has countless meme, fan animation, parody, an inside joke with 1,000 layers. But before I get into it, you know what's funny? I was working on this video. I'm grinding, then I saw Cobro upload a video about Trash Taste, and it's similar to what I'm doing and making.
It should have been me, not him! It's not fair!
Then I was like, shit, time to rewrite, I guess. Anyway, let's get into it. Trash Taste started on 6th of June 2020. With its first episode, the world's anime podcast has arrived. Trash Taste Episode 1, currently with 2.2 million views. There is also an unofficial episode on their Patreon, and you can watch it. You need to understand, podcast is a trend right now. Everyone is making one, but it is not easy. For a podcast to get 1 million plus views, is almost impossible. Even with YouTubers that have a sizable audience, it is lucky to even have 10k, 100k views for a podcast on YouTube. But you ask, hey, now there are 3 big YouTubers collabing. Obviously, there is going to be some degree of success, but look at other podcast channels that are similar to Trash Taste. The Noodle Shop Podcast, a podcast that's going for a similar Japanese vibe, with their first episode having the highest view. Safety Third Podcast, arguably a podcast with more crazy story than Trash Taste.
No, I was going to say about the you getting visited by the FBI.
Average from 300k to 500k views. The Yard, having the me and the boys energy similar to Trash Taste. And the highest viewing video is the one with a Trash Taste member, Connor. And Trash Taste's most popular video isn't even a podcast episode. It is a special about cycling across Japan.
Today on this episode of Bottom Gear.
How insane is that? With 4.4 million views. And the channel as a whole having 1 to 2 million views per video on average. It is insane how big Trash Taste is for a 2-year-old podcast. You might ask, how about Joe Rogan and Logan Paul's podcast with 10 million views plus per video? The thing is, with their podcasts, they often feel like an interview-style podcast, inviting all kinds of big name figures and interview them, politician, celebrity, singer, rapper, etc. They have millions and millions of fans that will bring a lot of views to their video. But Trash Taste guests are often their friend. Some are famous, but not like Elon Musk famous, except Mr. Affable. Even then, the normal episodes still bring in a lot of audience, and some people might prefer that. In a world of people with short attention span, a video around 2 hours with mostly 3 shots. The full shot, the whole shot, the co-host shot, with not much extra fancy editing. Able to attract so much viewer watching just 3 or 4 people talking about nonsense. It's incredible.
Okay. And he flushed the toilet as he left. When do you flush the toilet?
Even the Trash Taste boys can't even predict they will be successful. Then you look at the stuff they and their fans made. Special.
Now I'm complaining that I can't even shit correctly.
Live tour. The amount of fan content and memes, a fan fiction more complicated than Fate, is like staring into the abyss.
I fucking why did it have to make sense? Why did it have to make sense?
This is just too much. This is too much lore.
I mean, you can quickly realize why they are so successful from the surface. They signed with Geek Plus, a company that might help them in terms of marketing, and even Garn briefly talked about it.
So we definitely needed the help of a company to set this all up.
But they won't be the only reason why they are so big and successful. Purely from my observation, I think it all comes down to how they run Trash Taste. All the guests must be in person.
And that's because, I've been part of a podcast where it's been online, and I feel like there's a natural chemistry that you just can't get with online Skype calls.
No Skype call bullshit.
It gets really awkward when you're in a really, really good conversation on a Skype podcast and then all of a sudden lag kicks in.
And they invest all the money to buy good mic and camera, even from their first episode. The mic they are using is really, really expensive. And of course, you have a god tier editor, Mudan.
And I edit for many channels, one of them being Trash Taste.
They didn't treat Trash Taste as a podcast. They treat it as a brand. They treat it like a show, like an event. They understand the limitation of being a podcast. So they kept experiment on different kind of things, making different kind of content. On their 4th episode, they already made their figure special, which they all post a video on their personal channel about buying figures and doing challenge for the special.
We'd have our individual channels, aka the individual MCU films, that all fed into one bigger project, which was our Avengers, aka the Trash Taste figure special.
And then you have the chess tournament special on their 13th video.
By repetition? What?
To this point, Trash Taste is a podcast that sometimes do some funny activity. They are still doing usual YouTube stuff, but the video that make people realize Trash Taste is built different. It's a drifting special, and it feels like a special. It feels like something you would watch on a TV. At this point, Trash Taste has quite a big and sizable audience, but the drifting special helped them gain even more fans.
This is just the beginning. We want to do all sorts of crazy projects. This is just a taster, and if you liked what you saw, then consider supporting us on Patreon.
From that onward, they keep doing bigger projects, releasing different kind of special. Cycling, one of the fans' favorites special. The cooking special, which is also really, really fun.
Oh, it's boiling everywhere!
So why don't you just put it in straight away?
I don't know. It's what the chef did.
Okay.
That's what he told me to do.
And the PC building stream in their new studio.
Different screws to screw in, and hoping to God that one of them actually fits.
And the recent travel across Japan special. They keep expanding the Trash Taste brand, going live on Twitch with the name Trash Taste After Dark, where it isn't just another podcast live. They do game show, spelling bees, Uno.
He didn't say Uno. Did you say Uno?
Yeah, he did. He said Uno. Are you fucking kidding?
Oh, wait, yeah, I should have fucking...
Oh, thank you! Thank you!
Tabletop RPG, food testing stream, wine testing challenge, and a big 24-hour stream for charity. All kinds of content that is not just a podcast.
I mean, unlike you, and I think Gon as well, I've never done a 24-hour stream before.
I've never even come close.
I've come close. I've done 22 hours.
Branching out and testing different kinds of things, and that got a lot of views. And recently, one of the biggest things they did is the American tour show, and that also do very, very well. In the end, those are just observation. There are probably still other hidden reasons why Trash Taste is so big and successful, but we might never know it. I think every fan of Trash Taste will agree. What makes a video of Trash Taste so engaging is 3 things. The story.
It was the stories that first distinguished Trash Taste from like an anime podcast, and everyone was just like, wait, we don't give a shit about them talking about anime. Just give us more stories.
Give us more stories.
Throughout 100+ episodes of Trash Taste, the boys share countless stories from their childhood to their teenage year and their adult year. One of the earliest and famous story is Connor being a chess prodigy.
Play with them, and this is so anime, right? Because outside of the chess club, I beat their best player in a game of chess.
Right.
And then they're like, no, you gotta let this guy play with us. He's good. He's good.
Or his Sunday school story, or him fighting people in his school, and Garn being a monk, or being a band that performed to hundreds of people.
All of that was because I was actually in a band myself. I don't know if I've...
Were you?
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever talked about this.
No, you've never talked
We've
about
never
it.
talked about it.
Have I never mentioned this to
Never
you
mentioned
guys?
it. Wait, what did you even play?
What did you play?
I play guitar.
And Joey, his father walked in when he watched hentai.
And I look around and it's my dad standing there.
He's pretty proud of you, though.
No. Well, he looked at me and he looked at what was on my screen and he looked at me again and he just said, "Really, mate?"
And he played piano in the Opera of Sydney.
and I
Right.
played live at like the Sydney Opera House once in front of like 1,000 people.
Oh shit, man.
Dropping that like it's
Yeah.
like, I mean, I guess I did, you know.
That came out of nowhere.
So so basically I used to do like music like properly.
The other one is the running joke on Trash Taste, like how they are not an anime podcast even though everyone that doesn't know them think they are anime podcasts.
One, that I actually like anime. And number two, so I finished watching some of these episodes and I'm just like, I don't have anyone to talk to this about.
Or Chris being the unofficial member of Trash Taste.
I think you've come to this studio more than some staff members have.
You see the same joke appearing in different video even though they are not a Trash Taste video. Every member of Trash Taste have their trademark running joke. Corner monkey brain towards music, him skitting cutscene in game, Garn is a gacha addict and people calling his name wrong.
My name's Garn. And the second time, God? Your name's God? I'm like...
And Joey like to eat weird food and do funny intro. All of the Trash Taste boy has established their character in Trash Taste. All of them have their unique personal trait that form an interesting dynamic trio. Extra example like Connor like breaking stuff on a special.
Unfortunately, on brand, Connor has broken another thing on a Trash Taste special.
Joey is just vibing when the two argue. And then the last one, arguably the most important factor in the Trash Taste lore. And it is argument, especially food argument. It all started with their 17th episode, the Japanese food you have never tried. Starting out with just Japanese food recommendation, and it devolved into a very heated argument about all kind of shitty food opinion, with everyone throwing their shitty food opinion at each other, a glorious free-for-all. And that became part of the Trash Taste branding.
It's on the side. You can have other stuff. You can
like-
eat a burger in more than one way.
You can eat the hamburger. You take a bite of
You
that shit.
uncultured fuck.
You can eat the hamburger on the side.
And the fan animation pushed it even further, especially Man in the Motel, the man of mayhem, the agent of chaos, with his first video, The Great Hamburger Debate.
I think steak is fucking mid.
No, man. Okay.
I think steak it's like eating cardboard.
What is going on? What are these takes right now?
I'll let him freak out.
Of all the fan animation, his video is the funniest. He has such a good understanding on comedic timing, it never failed to make me laugh. But we will talk on this later. The food debate has become a reoccurring beat in the Trash Taste podcast, with the boys constantly spitting out outrageous food take, like the pizza crust debate.
Like, you can't have mayo. You can't eat the fucking crust on your... This man doesn't like...
It's still bread.
Yeah, man. What's the problem? It tastes good.
Yeah.
It's just wasted bread that's like tasteless.
The great chicken debate.
Boneless or bone?
Bone.
Boneless.
No, boneless, man.
Boneless.
I'm a boneless kind of guy, man. I'm a boneless kind of guy.
Get that bone out of there. If I can't eat it, get it out of my face.
With a all bread tastes the same tangent.
Because to me, 90% of bread tastes the fucking same. You know, but it's like when
I'm gonna have to get you to stop right here, bro.
The orange debate.
I think that orange sorbet, awful. Like orange flavored drinks, orange flavored ice cream. Oh, it's just so bad. It's so bad.
I think.
With most of the historic lore named by the man in the motel, leaving the audience with surprised Pikachu face, because Trash Taste do have Trash Taste. And the chicken debate even have a sequel, like World War II. Like, how do you keep arguing about chicken for so long? After all that, food debate is just the tip of the iceberg of argument. They basically argue about every pointless thing ever, and it is so entertaining, and that's why so many fans like it. Trash Taste fans are passionate people, and they interact through the Trash Taste subreddit with all kinds of high quality content, edits, and memes. There are people making visual novel about Trash Taste and a still in production dark timeline visual novel. A lot of fan art, manga with amazing art, especially the dark timeline one, and this insane edit of Garn hitting tiles, which is insane how many effort was put into it, and all kinds of crazy stuff. People waste their time to make it, which is so amazing how talented some of the people are. And memes, a lot of memes, like the Matrix one, or like them talking to themselves, The memes have so many layers of reference that it requires you to watch a lot of Trash Taste to understand. Also, there are some memes like Chris is Iron Mouse, which start out as a joke and people post all kind of meme about it and fan art, all building up to Iron Mouse actually interviewing Chris Broad. And both of them embrace the meme. While it's not as crazy as the dark timeline, it still spiral out of control. And of course, the dark timeline. It is complicated because all the source is just one big I make the fucked up.
Why don't you back it up with a source? My source is that I made it the fuck up.
It started with this meme, and it escalated and spiraled out of control, with everyone contributing to this meme. In a way, it's really similar to SCP. Everyone has the freedom to submit their fan fiction that fit in the lore, because everything is canon to the story. And there are a lot of videos explaining Dark Timeline, including mine, and the Trash Taste boy reacting to it. Like, Trash Taste isn't some kind of big IP game or series. It's just a podcast about three dudes talking, and it spawns some of the most insane and creative stuff that I ever see. Trash Taste has reached a point where the thing they try to joke about has so many layers of reference. Watching a random episode as a newcomer will confuse you. For example, the 24-hour stream. Just look at this. What is this weird shit? And the more you look at it, the more confusing you are. Trash Taste talk about a lot of things. A lot of them is wrong, but they are so interesting because no one talk about it casually, like the Dream episode.
In dreams, and let's say I do something that I know is impossible. Are you aware that you're it's impossible and that you're dreaming? Because I often always get aware.
I'm aware that it's impossible, but I just...
Or talking about survival.
I don't know. I feel like a zombie apocalypse wouldn't be that hard to survive.
That's what I'm like. That's my biggest unless it depends on the type of zombie, right?
Or eating the giant tortoise.
Because every time they tried to ship the tortoise,
people would just eat them.
Yeah, it would never survive the journey because they were too delicious.
Yeah, they would.
Or sometimes, they talk about anime, I guess. Trash Taste is like a sitcom with so many funny moments and so many out of context clips. So I make a supercut of some of the funny shit, in my opinion. Watch.
My name is DZ Newts.
You know what's significant about Kenya?
No.
Can you fit these nuts in your mouth?
About Philip.
Filler?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Fill up your mouth with these nuts.
On PC, Lavoita's got you covered. Their award-winning air purifiers.
What is it? Something illegal? What is it?
Is it a durian?
Cat poo.
Oh my god! Did
Malin put
cat shit?
Malin put cat shit in that sauce?
You were sniffing cat shit.
I got the biggest, and I had the biggest beating of my life. I was half dead by the end of it.
What do you? I'm staying.
Where Yujiro Hanma, again the main antagonist, meets Muhammad Ali.
What the? Oh.
Dummy thick!
In the end, Trash Taste is one of my favorite channels. And I think everyone can agree Trash Taste helped a lot of people going through the depressing 2-year pandemic. We as an audience get to see the studio change from this to this. From Trash Taste, I become a Chris Broad fans, a Primer 2 fans, and other more. Trash Taste reignite my passion of making videos on YouTube. And I know a lot of my videos are shit anyway, but I'm working my best. And I think everyone's doing it too. So I really hope this video will do well. Anyway, bye.